looks like it's some kind of a gathering. Oh, I see the sheriff is there, and so is Officer Bob. But there's a gathering at the platform.
What is it that you people are doing anyway? Well, sir, we're trying to get these rocks up on that platform up there. Why are you wanting to do that? Cause it's there? Well, how are you gonna do it? Well, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Ain't right, they got no idea. It's a pretty high climb to get up here past those platform things. I'd say, Sheriff, it looks pretty tough. This is about 4 feet high, and those rocks look real heavy. I don't see any way that you all are gonna pick that thing up and set it up on that platform. That thing must weigh half a ton.
It's simple, mister.
Hey, who you calling simple?
No, not you. The answer to the problem. It's simple.
Oh yeah? What do you think we should do?
Well, you could use a ramp to get the rocks up there. Make that man stop that. He's going to hurt himself.
Well, where am I gonna get a ramp from?
Well, you could make one out of wood. Or you could ask that giant man with the camera if he would hand you one. Look, it's a ramp. See? Now you just slide the rock up the ramp.
Yeah, but it's a whole lot farther we have to go than if we just picked it up and set it up there.
Well, right, that's the whole idea. If you slide it a longer distance, but up this ramp that's holding all the weight, it takes less effort.
We're almost there, Bill. Keep pushing, We're almost there. Well, say, that's really cool, kid. That was a whole lot easier than picking it up and setting it up here. But we did travel a lot greater distance.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. You exchange greater distance for less force needed. Why is that man laying down back there?
I think he might have thrown his back out. Well, all right, people. We've got more rocks to move. Hey, why are you guys dressed so funny? We're in a rock and roll band, man. Will I ever have heard of you? Well, I hope so. We're the Simple Machines.
There are two types of tools in this world. One type is called a compound tool. If I want to cut something with this saw, it's not very effective like this. What would have to happen for that saw to work is for us to plug it in. It's a compound tool because it requires an outside energy source before it can work. And maybe it requires a plug not bent. The other type of tool is called a simple machine. So let's talk about simple machines a little bit. First, what simple machines do is they make work easier. And they do this by changing the direction or the magnitude of force. So let's take that one step at a time. Simple machines do not require power. They just do what they do. They do require force. Remember our physics terms. There's some effort that's going to be needed to work that hammer, whether it is pounding nails this way or whether it is acting as a crowbar this way. Either way, this simple machine requires effort and force, but it does not require an outside power source. So that's a simple machine, and it makes work easier. Imagine trying to pull a nail with your fingers out of a piece of wood rather than using the claw end of this hammer to pry it out. All right, the changing the direction. This is probably easiest if you picture a flag going up a flagpole outside of the school. So if you had to climb to the top of the flagpole to pull the flag up to the top of the flagpole, that would be a real pain. So we can use a simple machine called a pulley on the flagpole, and then we can stand at the bottom of the pole, and pull a rope, and that makes the flag go up. So we've changed the direction. We're pulling down to make something go up. Or we can change the magnitude of force, and this will become more clear to you as we do the levers simple machines video in just a few minutes. But magnitude of force means that we are increasing how something works, how much force we get out of something on the same amount of effort. For example, here I have a nail and a piece of wood that needs to come out. I could use either one of these simple machines, but one has more magnitude of force than the other. We can also call that mechanical advantage. So I could use this little hammer, and I can get this nail out, if I could get it underneath the nail, and I can pry this nail out this way. But it would be a lot easier because I would have a much greater magnitude of force to use this big hammer. And we'll explain why when we do our levers video. So magnitude of force is applying more force based on the same amount of effort. And that's what simple machines do. They change the direction, like pulling down to make something go up, or they increase the magnitude of force. They apply more force than would normally be done. So that's again called mechanical advantage. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Mostly what simple machines do is they trade off more distance for less effort. And you saw that in our opening video. Let's slide back over here to our station. You saw that in the video here where our characters were trying to get a rock up this huge ramp here, or not ramp, I'm sorry, up onto this huge platform that was very, very high, and the rock weighed several tons and they couldn't get it up there. So they used a ramp to slide it up. Now this is a greater distance. To go from here to here is a very small distance, but it's really hard to do. To go from here to here is a much greater distance, but the effort required is much smaller. So again, simple machines are trading off more distance for less effort. You are going farther, but putting in less effort to do so. 6 types of simple machines that we're going to talk about. And we'll take each one as a separate unit. They are the lever, the inclined plane, and you can picture the inclined plane as basically a ramp. That's what you just saw in the opening. A wedge, a screw, a wheel and axle, and those two always go together. There's not the wheel and then the axle. The wheel and axle have to always go together. And this is not as simple as like wheels on a car roll and allows the car to move. It's a bigger deal than that. So keep your mind open when we get there to be learning something new, not just say, yeah, I know what a wheel is. And then the last one's a pulley. So those are the 6 simple machines. They are the only 6 simple machines, but you will find them sometimes combined, and you'll find that they can do amazing things. You know, I work on houses, and I do a lot of construction and that kind of stuff, and I'm using simple machines all day, every day.